Right, this is the third development video for Democracy 3, and not a lot of simulation stuff has changed, but a lot of graphics stuff has changed. Obviously there's a new logo here, and this is the new startup screen, which I'm very happy with. Not all of this works yet, but new game does. This is a debug version of the game, so this loading doesn't take anywhere near as long in the sort of final build. It's not exactly long anyway. Okay, right, here we go. This is pretty much the final user interface in terms of the main screen, and it's fairly similar to what was shown in the last video, except this is actual final artwork with much crisper graphics and much nicer GUI stuff. One of the things that I always wanted to do and never got around to doing it, and it sounds ridiculous, is if I just hover over something so everything fades out, these sort of backgrounds that tell you what particular section that is, like this is law and order, and this is transport up here. Stupidly, I thought it would be really hard to tile an image in that way without wasting a load of graphics, but it turned out to be unbelievably easy, so it's just one of those things. But I'm quite pleased with that. Basically the blue icons here are simulation values, they're the state of your country. The white icons are policies that you've implemented. In the middle you've got voter groups, and the red, or they could be green icons, represent situations. They could be bad situations like that one there, binge drinking, or they could be good situations. Something that's been totally redone is this strip at the top with all nice new graphics, which generally looks better. Something I'm not happy with is this right click menu, which I hate. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that. So basically it's just making things visually prettier at the moment. So this is the new voter screen, and it's using the same sort of bars to represent the effects. All of these graphics are different. That's the new socialist, new capitalist. I particularly like the new capitalist. They're all new. So ethnic minorities is completely new, and so is young. They're all stereotypes, obviously. Not everyone young has a skateboard and an iPod, but not everyone that's wealthy looks like this. That's games for you. Something that I have spent some kind of time improving, and I'd like to kind of talk about, is this tab here, the focus group tab. And I'm not sure people always have understood how it works, and hopefully it kind of makes a bit more sense now. But if you pick any voter group, so any one of these, let's just go with environmentalist, this will tell you the effects on them. So they're upset about pollution, they're happy about the petrol tax and pollution controls. If you click on focus group, it will actually grab a bunch of voters who are in this group. So everyone here, you can see they're all environmentalists. Everyone here is an environmentalist. But what this screen does is it makes it, I hope, more obvious that nobody is just an environmentalist. Nobody votes purely on that basis. So if we take, it was Bradley Reed, there you go. He's an environmentalist, and that makes him slightly unhappy about policies. But he's also all these other things. He's also a capitalist, and yes, you can have capitalist environmentalists. He's wealthy, he's young, he's a liberal, he's a motorist. And these decisions are sensibly made. There won't be as many motorists who are environmentalists, because they would prefer to use public transport. But basically, all of these different memberships of all these groups, they all combine in this way to give him an opinion of 29.12% of your government. And the different strengths here and the influences shows the extent to which he identifies with these groups. Everybody is in everyone. You can see that everybody takes that. So that effect there is going to apply to everyone. Everyone's upset about certain things. So if we go back to Bradley Reed, he's kind of a capitalist, but not massively, not passionately. He's actually a fairly lukewarm environmentalist if we look here, but he's incredibly wealthy and fairly young. So all of these influences here are effectively multiplied by the opinions of that group. So he's slightly miserable, the capitalist part of him is slightly miserable, the commuter part of him is quite happy, and all of these get aggregated and they give him this final opinion. So it's not like environmentalists approve of you by 29%. In fact, we can see their approval there, and it's probably a bit higher than that. They're all different. In fact, here are some that actually will vote for you. But you can see this guy, he's an environmentalist, and he'll vote for you. But he'll vote for you because you're a socialist, effectively, and he identifies strongly with that group. Hopefully this makes sense, and hopefully it makes sense without everyone having to watch this video of me talk about it. Obviously there'll be a tutorial and everything. And I think the graphics on this are much nicer now, and people might sort of look at this and it might sort of feed in and make sense. And I hope that makes people think about the way policies actually affect people's voting decisions. Because if we go back to the main screen here, you can see I'm very popular with socialists and state employees, to some extent retired people. But the way the simulation works is you can have a situation where socialists are 100% behind you, and at the election you won't get a single vote. And the reason for that is nobody's just a socialist. They've all got other things. So if you're really making loads of other voter groups really unhappy by your actions, then it's no good being too niche. You can't just pick one aspect of why people vote and just work on that, because everyone has like multiple inputs into their voting decision, and everyone is a member of everyone. So here we go, street gangs, violent crime, and the tobacco tax to some extent. These are upsetting everybody. So if these get really bad, then it doesn't matter how much you make socialists and state employees happy. They're still not going to vote for you, because that part of them that is kind of like everyone is going to be really upset. Hopefully that makes sense. This new sort of user interface stuff is in a lot of the game, not all of it. Still, that needs some tweaking. Hopefully this will be done soon, and then I'll be able to sort of move on to more simulation and sort of gameplay related stuff, which I'll talk about next time.